All right, so today I thought it's gonna be uncertainty video, but we have definitely some signals. So in today's episode, I want to break down all possible scenarios for Bitcoin. And one more thing, that my stop loss on Ethereum is 3K. So maybe during this episode, we're gonna hit that stop loss. And the next, I'm gonna talk about what is the next targets from Ethereum and what I'm expecting from that asset. So let's start from the Bitcoin, and what do we see? We see those answers are, for my opinion, is on the higher time frame. So we need to identifying the structure from where the level makes sense, right? So today I don't want to talk about this yellow Elliott waves you see over here. About this we will make another episode. Now I'm more curious what is going on locally over here and when the bounces is more logical. So first of all, the logical bounce was actually from this level, and another level is here. So in previous videos, and in previous episodes, I was talking about that. Here, I don't see any kind of bouncy level from where we can actually reverse. So perfectly by technical analysis, that those are the levels which are on market. So basically, the other ones we don't care anymore because we passed it. And another one is the white line over here. I market, very important target for my opinion, and from here we can expect some kind of reaction for my opinion, and my stop loss officially hits, but we're gonna get back a little bit later. So yes, here is the scenario is pretty understandable that I'm expecting a little bit deeper correction in the Bitcoin, and from here having some kind of reaction, and that reaction not necessarily needs to retest the all-time high, but at least it needs having some bounces, right? That's what I'm targeting from Bitcoin. But from leverage perspective, I don't think that I'm gonna trade that because that's not tradable. And the Bitcoin, for my opinion, is more goods for shorts rather than take some longs, because again, on the high time frame, Bitcoin is not for the longs anymore. So I don't want to open any longs for now. So on the higher time frame, we see the 5 impulsive wave structure. And that 5 impulsive wave structure is pretty beautiful. And to make it much more simple, I'm going to invert this chart, and we'll look at the chart like this. Basically, this is typical impulse. Look at this. If we take Elliott's waves, here's the wave of 1, which has 5 impulsive waves. After had wave 2, right now we're in a wave 3, we had a wave 4, and right now we're in a wave 5. So this is plus minus what I'm expecting from the Bitcoin. This last impulse, right? Last jump, if we invert the chart, and from there some reversal. And why I like this scenario, because as you see, the wave 3, the third wave over here, has the highest splash of volumes. That's the typical third wave. Wave 1 has a 5 impulsive wave structure on a smaller time frame, 1 2 3 4 5, which confirms with volumes also. And third wave also has a 5 impulsive wave structure with the highest splash of volumes. Wave 4 is the most kind of long in time perspective also, and uncertain. And right now we're in a wave 5. So basically we can measure that wave 5. I don't actually like, okay, let's do it from beginning to the end of the wave 3 and end of the wave 4. So wave 5's targets will be like around 71K. Cash somewhere over here. From there, I would expect some reversal. Now, I'm really curious that if this bounce gonna continues higher, and in this fifth wave is gonna be less volumes than in the third wave, that's gonna be more confirmation that that's actually 5 impulsive wave structure, right? So yeah, the Bitcoin is pretty certain for my opinion, and that's actually looks bearish, right? Because that looks like we are gonna retest that area. So from Elliott's waves perspective, picture is clear. From structure perspective, which I break down with this white line over here, also understandable. So there's like really big signals that Bitcoin's not gonna do good, and the price looks heavy. So right now, let me deep dive a little bit about Ethereum. And Ethereum's also, basically, we hit the stop loss. My stop loss was the 3K-ish, so we hit that. What's next? So Ethereum is a little bit in a different stage, I would say, because we just distributed the all-time high. So basically, in this cycle, we first time hit that all-time high target, 5K. So this is why I was expecting this dump, because the sell-off most likely is gonna happen. So that's what actually happened, that we have that a sell-off, right? A sell-off. And that sell-off actually matched with the structure. This sell-off matched with the, I would say, the cycle of the Ethereum where it is, right? So basically, let me do it real quick. If we take a Fibonacci, put on the beginning and the end of this impulse, right now we hit the 0.5 area. So the usually price comes 0.5, 0.6 area over here. So what we were expecting previously, we were expecting two scenarios, two major scenarios. One of them was, or here we're gonna consolidate and then break it, or we're gonna see deeper correction and then going higher. So basically, right now we are in option 2. Sorry, in option 2 by retesting the deeper corrections. So we already retested really great target, but on a smaller time frame, I don't really like the structure of beginning of this impulse. You know, because every time when the impulse begins, you can see the 5 impulsive wave structure there. But right now I'm going to show you. Sorry, my internet has some problem. So this bounce over here is definitely not looks like impulse. This bounce looks like something as a correctional, maybe like bull flag or something like that. I did open the long position because actually I liked this structure over here previously. But as I'm mentioning, you know, as I'm seeing that most likely we're gonna hit a little bit deeper once again, and then we'll see some kind of reaction. Something like this I'm expecting from Ethereum. And yes, and I'm expecting that because I don't see the understandable structure in these bounce, right? There's no 5 impulsive wave structure. And that 5 impulsive wave structure actually we saw on the Bitcoin just when we inverted the chart, and you saw that how the impulse actually beautifully begins. But this price action is definitely something other, right? It's not the impulse. So basically, logically over here, I'm saying that, yeah, we might retest a little bit deeper and then going higher. So the maximum deeper, for my opinion, is around 2,200, around that target here. So we can a little bit deeper and go higher, or maybe anytime soon. That's important also. Anytime as we will retest and go to this price range, I'm expecting the reversal. So I don't know, it's gonna happen from here, or from here. So that's why I'm observing on a smaller time frame. If the smaller time frame have confirmations, then I'm entering the position. So here the market tricked me a little bit over here, but it's okay. I was expecting that tricky situation. So yeah, that's basically about Ethereum. On the higher time frame, again repeating, I'm expecting the continuation of the uptrend, and the price is not looks as heavy as Bitcoin does, because this is typical impulse correction, and right now I'm expecting the breakout of Ethereum. So basically, if we open the two charts, let me do that. I can do it here. What I'm expecting from both of these charts. Here's the Ethereum, and let's open the Bitcoin here. So meanwhile, Ethereum is, I'm expecting from Ethereum some real major reversal and breakout all-time high and going towards all-time high. On Bitcoin, we might see some kind of bounce. And that bounce gonna look like maybe this. We will dip it once again over here. And this bounce, when it's gonna happen, as I say, here's the good short opportunity for my opinion. This bounce will create massive impulse on the Ethereum. So that's what I'm expecting. And that's actually matched the rotation when the money exiting the Bitcoin and goes towards Ethereum. And in most cases, when we see this rotation, it's not like one asset is growing. Both of the assets is growing. Just both of these assets are in different stage of the market. So actually, that's a beautiful case over here. I can see that. I don't know how will it aged well or not. We will see later. But that's actually what I'm expecting. Let me do it once again. Here, we might see one more time dip and go higher and break it, right? Meanwhile, Bitcoin once again dip it towards this really strong level. So both of the Ethereum and Bitcoin has a strong levels. One strong level is 2,200 by Ethereum, and around 74 towards 70 169k, like previous all-time high. Do you know? So that's that area. So actually we can mark it like this, I would say, right? So from this zone, the Bitcoins have really great and strong support, right? So right now it looks pretty like uncertain for most of the people how you calling that the Bitcoin gonna see such a small price bounce and Ethereum gonna do such a crazy move like 2x and 3x. So that's actually rotation. That's actually when this is how rotation actually happens. One asset is slowing down and another one pushes higher. So, and by stages, if we look at the cycle from the cycle perspective and where the Ethereum is, again, all-time high over here, this price is very important psychological price on any asset. Do you know? So retesting is not activating the ecosystem. So this is why we're seeing that there is no alt season for now. Alt season will begin only when the Ethereum gonna breaks the all-time high and stabilize there and gonna stop it. So that's again what I trust. That's what I trade. That's my personal opinion. This is not a financial advice. Do your own research, right? So, but basically, yeah, that's my opinion why we don't see the Ethereum season and we don't see the alt season, because Ethereum didn't break the all-time high, and basically, in which case it's possible that the altcoin season not coming if the Ethereum not gonna break the all-time high, right? And not gonna go towards all-time high. So that never happened. Rotation is pretty understandable for my opinion over here, because from April, from April was much more certain that the rotation actually happens, because from April we saw this major reversal on the Ethereum, but some kind of little bounce from 80k towards 120k, right? This impulse on the Bitcoin. So basically, if we see the growth, it's like 60% growth by Bitcoin, and there's like 200 more, right? Like 250% by Ethereum. So actually, that's why like the money concentrating on Ethereum. So this is why I'm not gonna be surprised if right now we will see major impulse on the Ethereum and small bounce on the Bitcoin, because that's actually confirmation. It's already happened, right? The small impulse and major impulse, right? So this is why. So basically, I'm calling this scenario because, again, I'm relying on the psychological level on the Ethereum. It is important. It is important for Ethereum to break the all-time high, right? If this is gonna happen, then Ethereum actually proved the success. So I think it's worst time to talk about that Ethereum not gonna do that, because we see some rotation signals from the April. We see beautiful targets where it is right now, Ethereum, by like 0.5, 0.6, middle range, good zone, right? So I believe that's the time for Ethereum to shine. And it is early to talk about alt season, but we are much more closer towards alt season rather than we were in March 2024. And that's also important, because in March 2024 we saw some really good bounce on the altcoins. But again, that's not a real true alt season, because true alt season usually causes by Ethereum. So Ethereum didn't take that leadership. So that's what I'm orientating right now by look at that. That's the Ethereum didn't took those altcoins. Those altcoins just rise with Bitcoin. So this is why I'm still calling that alt season is possibly gonna happen. Next is the alt season. Right? Because of that. Because of the Ethereum's actually causes the real alt season, the rotation. Do you know, the most of the capital was concentrating on the Bitcoin all of these years. And from April, we see the concentration a little bit switch to the Ethereum. And if that happens, that's the first layer of the rotation, and then it goes lower and lower and lower. But first, Ethereum gonna do its own job. So I think this episode was pretty useful for everybody. If you like the video, if you like the way how I look at the charts, you can subscribe to the channel, press the likes, and join our Telegram channel. There's a lot of interesting content I'm posting. You can educate yourself. So see you the next, and bye bye.